Hey y'all, this is my husband Jared.
It's my wife Jenny.
It's Cherry Pie Cottage.
Episode 65.
Aww.
And we are retiring.
Yes.
Not really.
We're officially the retirement age. At least our show is. But y'all look at our mugs. I always make him use these the first episode after I put up the Christmas stuff. These are my favorite mugs. I love these mugs. Again, let's finish the intro, shall we?
Be a good idea.
Yeah. So we live in Lubbock, Texas. We like it. Finally had a cold front come through again.
You sound like you're trying to convince yourself there that we like it here.
I don't know what else to say besides we live in Lubbock, Texas. It's basically what it is. So I'm trying to elaborate. Mm-hmm. Lubbock, Texas, not a sponsor yet. Welcome to our new viewers. If you don't get this, we'll explain it here in a minute.
You'll hear it.
Our returning viewers, you know exactly what this is. It's become his catchphrase lately.
Not my original catchphrase.
No.
I didn't make it up, but I got it from Dude Dad. But
yeah. So, our dear friend Laura had Colin, Mr. Snap That, make us shirts and send them to us as part of our Christmas gifts this year. So, Jared loves them. I love them too. But yeah, this has definitely become his saying lately. Oh look, the Christmas clock is going off.
if you've been with us for a while, welcome back.
I already said that.
You said new.
And then I said returning viewers, you already know what this is.
But you didn't welcome them back.
Stop. You just are covering because you weren't listening to anything I said, as per usual.
Mm-hmm. So, babe, what's
he
been going on?
didn't disagree with me, at least. I put up the Christmas decor. Can you tell? Theme is red and white.
Yes, it is this early in the year.
Actually, they've been up for about 3 weeks now. November 1st is when I put them up.
No, you didn't. You weren't able to put them up on the 1st.
I usually put them up November 1st, but they got put up the 3rd.
So.
Actually, no, I did start putting things up on the 1st. Not all of it at once. Mm-hmm. I did put a few things up. So, I changed this metal sign over there on the 1st. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, red and white. It's mostly candy cane. I like the candy cane look. Candy cane and snowflakes. So, red and white is our theme. And he's put up the Christmas lights outside, too. Mm-hmm. Yep. We used to be blue and white because of snowmen. And then I got tired of hearing him make fun of me saying it was the Hanukkah house.
It's Hanukkah colors. I mean,
so
nothing against Hanukkah,
no.
But we're not Jewish.
No, we were.
So.
Yeah. So I switched it to red and white so he'd shut up and leave me alone. Basically. Mm-hmm. If it was up to me, it would just have been white lights because that's what I prefer. He wants color. So we compromise.
That's boring.
And we do white with a color.
See, I grew up with the multicolored. So, the red, the green, the blue, the purple.
There was no purple.
There was 2 purple.
No. It was red, green, yellow, and blue. There was no purple.
You could get them with purple.
There was no purple.
There was 2 purple.
I have never seen multicolored Christmas lights with purple in them.
There was 2 ones with purple.
No,
we had some with purple. So anyway, that's what I grew up with.
He's making it up.
Never mind that I grew up with it and she didn't.
I grew up with multicolored too. My dad liked multicolored. I didn't, and neither did my mother. But my dad was putting up the lights on the outside. So
since I'm putting the lights on the outside, do I get to decide?
No, we compromised, remember? We're doing red, white, and green next year because we had red and white, and then we were going to buy more when we moved here to put up. They don't make that size anymore, so now we have to buy all new lights.
I'm not even sure what size it is.
C9.
Is it?
Yep.
Because I think it's C7 because they still have C9s.
Okay, so
I think
C7.
I think C7.
Anyways,
is what we
it's
have.
one of those ones that they don't have.
Yeah.
So, but I have lights and garland everywhere.
Everywhere.
I'm working on getting the kitchen more Christmassy. And then our bedroom is next. I want to get a comforter and a Christmas tree for our room. We have 7 Christmas trees now.
Now, I'd like to point out, it is not even necessary for us to have 7 Christmas trees. It's not like we have so many ornaments.
We actually do. They would not all fit on that tree.
They would all fit.
No,
They'd
they
just
wouldn't.
be crowded. Okay.
They wouldn't fit. It wouldn't look pretty. You would not be able to see the tree with all the... No.
So...
It wouldn't fit.
Okay. Okay, so I'll give you that we have too many ornaments for this tree. But we don't have enough ornaments to justify 7 Christmas trees in this house.
Sure we do.
No, we don't.
Considering 2 of them are itty bitty, they're like this big, and they don't really have ornaments on them.
So then, okay, so clearly we don't need those for ornaments.
Okay, those used to be the ones for the kids' room. Then the kids' ornaments outgrew those little trees, so then they got 4-foot trees. So then I took those trees that they used to have, one's in the entryway and one's in their bathroom.
A bathroom Christmas tree, people. Bathroom Christmas tree.
So then the kids each have a tree. So that's 4. Then I have one in my office that has all of my knitted ornaments and ones from my knitty friends. Then we have our big one. And then this year I added one in the dining room. It's a tall, skinny one. It's a 4-foot. That's skinny. And it's the Texas tree because that's where I put all of our Texas ornaments. I want one for the dining room, but it's going to be a little ceramic one because that's what my grandmother used to have. That passed away 11 years ago. She used to have that as her Christmas tree. And then I want one in our bedroom. Mostly just for the lights. I'm not really worried about decorations on it. And then I want some out in the front yard, but the front yard ones, I'm going to get him to make some, want them to be wooden.
7.
With plans for 3
In
more.
a 3-bedroom house.
3-bedroom, 2 baths.
7 Christmas trees.
Every room but 3 has a tree, and I know I'm not going to convince him to put one in our bathroom. Nobody would ever see it anyways, so I may not put one in our room, but I am for sure wanting to get a Christmas comforter for our bed.
Christmas. Not a sponsor. Yet.
Okay, if y'all don't know me, I love Christmas. All the lights, all the pretty, it makes me happy. So, and in your defense, you didn't celebrate Christmas until you married me. You did until you were 9, and then you didn't celebrate it again until we got married.
Yeah.
So I have always grown up where Christmas was a huge deal, and Christmas is mostly about family. That's the way we've always raised our kids. Mm-hmm. So our kids get more excited going to pick out gifts for other people and watching them. It's my Walmart pickup, saying their substitutions. Watching them open up the gifts that they picked out. So, but yeah, Christmas is kind of a big deal for us. But moving on to also what has been going on. After the Christmas stuff went up, y'all went hunting that first weekend in November. They both got a doe,
Opening weekend.
So we've put some meat in our freezer, which is nice. And I've also asked him next time they go rabbit hunting to try and get a jackrabbit so we can mount it and put deer antlers on it so I can have a jackalope.
What's a jackalope, you say? Why, it's only the most magical Texas creature ever.
It's a mythical Texan creature, basically. And I want him to make me one.
Oh, good grief.
The other thing that went on is last weekend we took Haley out and we did her senior pictures, which if you want to see those will be at the end of the episode. They came out really cute. We took her boyfriend with us because she wanted some pictures with him. But I'm not going to put those up. Well, there's one that I can put up because you can't see his face. Because he doesn't really want me to put them up. So, understanding. I mean, high school boy. Doesn't want to be...
kind of a goober.
Oh, stop. You're only saying that because he's dating your daughter. If he wasn't dating your daughter, you'd think he was awesome because he's into everything you're into.
Okay. I have yet to come across a teenage boy that I think is awesome.
Your son?
Okay. I stand by what I said.
Anyways, the other drama we had. Oh my goodness. So,
Can I talk about this one?
I was just going to tell him about the bill and then let you tell him. So, I got our utility bill and noticed that it was higher than it should have been because we haven't been using the heater or I haven't been dying, so the water wasn't high. So, I called him and I said, hey, our water normally, is 4,000 to 6,000 gallons a month. This was 18,000 gallons. So when he came home that night.
So I get home and check all the spigots around the house. They're all turned off. Nothing's running.
Yeah.
Check the water heater. Make sure it's not leaking. It was not leaking.
You even went out to the meter.
Yeah, went out to the meter, and sure enough, what they said, the meter said, we were actually beyond that, like another 4,000 gallons.
In 2 days.
In 2 days. So start searching around, and we don't have like proper flooring in our house. It's all straight on the slab. We're just stained concrete, except for the kids' bedrooms, half of their bathroom, and our 2 closets.
Yeah. Because of the owner before us.
Yeah. But so we would see if there was like a busted pipe under the slab because you'd see the wet spot coming up. So I started checking the backyard.
In the dark with a flashlight at that.
So I started checking the backyard and found a huge wet spot. And right in the middle of it was just this little pinhole, probably about that big, where the water was just bubbling up. So tried digging it up, I couldn't figure out where it was coming from. Called the plumber, which, in case anybody's wondering, at 9 o'clock at night, a plumber is liable to charge you $150 per hour. Okay. My career counselor never told me that when we were doing the what job should you do?
Yeah.
That I could charge $150 an hour. But
mind you, we're scared to death it was the main.
Yeah, I thought it could be, but I wasn't too concerned about it because the pressure in the house had not gone down. And if it was the main line, there'd be a whole lot more water. It wouldn't just be bubbling up. There'd be a little fountain in our backyard. So we had the plumber come out Friday morning. Luckily, it was only a sprinkler line that we never use anyway. We don't use our sprinkler system. And so we just had him cut the system off, cap the line. Problem solved.
We don't ever have to worry about that at all. And it was a connector part. Yeah. Like where 2 lines came together. We never used it because we always just water it ourselves because we'd rather control how much water is getting put out there instead of just a whole bunch from the system. So, and our backyard's mostly dirt. We didn't want to make it mud. Mm-hmm. I mean, slowly we're getting grass back, but in our defense, when we moved in, it was mostly weeds and dirt.
Yeah. The weeds were nice and green.
Yeah, but now we've got more grass than weeds back there.
So.
But yeah, so that was... Yep. Sorry about that. I had to cut out a whole bunch because in the middle of talking and spit decided to launch itself in the back of my throat and sent me on a coughing spurt. So...
Just what y'all wanted to hear.
Yeah. But... like I was saying, So he took a shower and then he went and turned the water off, and we were without water all night, which is not that big of a deal, but
Till after the plumber came
yeah.
out.
So we had to like brush our teeth and use bottled water, and yeah. But I mean, like, he came out quick.
Mm-hmm. It was pretty early in the morning.
We'll definitely be using that company again if we need them. So, and it really wasn't too bad. We thought, because if it had been the water main, it could have been about $3,000. And luckily, it was not that much. Not anywhere near that amount. So, but it was just like another thing had to break, really, this year. So, but that's really...
That's what's been going on.
Yeah, pretty much. We do have a sweater cowl going on. It is going on through the end of the year. An adult sweater, not a dog sweater. I had somebody enter a dog sweater and I deleted that one. So sorry if that was you. But I said, we've always said an adult sweater, not a dog sweater.
Adult human sweater.
Yes. But,
because Ken is an adult doll, but...
An adult human sweater, yes. And it's been going on for a while. I mean, even before we started it, if you already had a sweater going, you could have finished it and entered it. But, I know. Words. But we do have a few prizes. You're not going to talk with me?
I'm listening.
Okay. So the first one,
I'm here.
I went through our book library, our knitting book library, and went through my stash of both from my shop and... Anyways, so we have this book, which we bought when we first started knitting. Never used it because, for one, he doesn't knit fingering weight socks, and I don't knit pattern socks because then they never get done. But there's this, and then we have a skein of heritage print to go with it, which is sock yarn, convenient. But this one, we bought it because it has patterns for how to knit the feet, how to increase the gussets, all that kind of stuff. It was just, when you're a brand new knitter, it's helpful. Then another one we've got, little notions pouch from Ginger Snap. So, and this snaps to make it a bigger handle. Zipper pouch. And then we have a skein of my Fingering 100. This one is Grapevine. So this was a colorway I dyed over a year ago. And this one sat in the shop for a while, so I, when it listing expired, I just pulled it and was going to hold it for a while for a prize later or whatever. Then we have another prize package, which this is another Ginger Snap one with little Scotty dogs, which I thought was appropriate to go with my Wizard of Oz mini skein set. So this is all 6 of the colors that are in the Wizard of Oz colorway set. What?
Why was that appropriate?
Toto.
Toto wasn't a Scotty.
Close enough. Anyways, he's such a party pooper. So there's one, another prize. And then, small bag from me. Woodland Creatures. And then another skein of Fingering 100 that I had pulled and set to the side because its listing expired. And this one is Fingering 100 and it's Peach Keen. Like Kenn. Sorry. What happened?
You pushed the table or something.
No, it's like a wire or something fell. Did you have something balanced right there?
Oh, yeah, what everything's plugged into.
So, earthquake. His fault, not mine.
We're off kilter.
Are we?
Yeah, look at the
Oh,
balance line.
You gonna fix it?
Yeah, I can.
1 moment, we'll be back.
Bear with.
That's what we've got going on for our cows. KALs, I should say. Because when I say it, it sounds like cowls, like what you wear. Mm-hmm. I have troubles with words sometimes because of my accent. Mm-hmm. So, do you have anything else to add to what's been going on?
No.
You sure?
No. I think so. I don't think so. I don't know.
My in-laws are coming to visit for Thanksgiving.
Yay!
So they haven't been to our house in 3 years.
And they've never been to this house.
Mm-mm.
So they came to our gross house.
Our rental house.
Oh, yeah. It's bad.
Mostly because the not the homeowner, but the landlord was
property
just
manager.
Awful.
And I hope you're watching this. You were awful.
You really were. Heater went out and it was below freezing for a week. Yeah. He wouldn't answer his phone. And
not just below freezing, okay? Because, again, I'm sure the Canadians will be like, oh, that's not that cold. It was 5 degrees outside.
And we had no heater.
5. Okay, no heater in the house.
For a week.
We woke up on that morning. It was a Sunday morning, I remember that. And it was 55 degrees in the house. Like, her parents came over and we were all sitting on the couch wearing coats and hats and...
We'd have to take the hairdryer and warm up our clothes before we could put them on.
Oh, it was bad.
It was so bad. And then they were supposed to clean the house before we moved in, and they didn't. People before us owned a cat. And so me and the kids were constantly sick because we're all allergic to cats. Didn't know they had a cat. Yeah, it was it was bad.
We signed the lease agreement, paid the deposit.
After he'd assured us he was going to do all the things we'd asked him to do.
And then it was a month before we could get a hold of him. As soon as we dropped that first month's rent check, or that first rent check, all of a sudden he's available.
Yeah.
Like, not even joking. The day we dropped it, that's when all of a sudden he became available. Mm-hmm. And the best I got was, I've been out of pocket for the last couple weeks.
And that was the entire year we lived in that house. Actually, no.
It wasn't even a year that
we lived there for 9 months, and then we bought a house and moved out.
Yeah.
And then he tried to collect rent from us, even though he was no longer the property manager.
Mm-hmm.
And had no legal right to do that.
I think he was trying to collect rent when somebody else had already rented it, too.
Yeah. 100%. That's exactly what it was.
Which is definitely illegal.
Yeah. So
anyway.
That house was awful.
Rabbit hole.
So let's move on. We're done with what's been going on. Now that we're, a full 30 minutes into the episode, we have yet to talk about knitting. Oh, look, I'm wearing my sweater, y'all. My Simple Hug. I love it so much. It's so great. Now it's time for Faux Party. Hey, babe, you got any faux?
You know I don't. Shut up. I haven't had much knitting mojo lately.
Nope.
Even though I got this going on.
Yep.
I probably should have knitting mojo. I just haven't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. Hey, babe.
Yeah?
Do you have any faux?
I do. I have 3.
Oh, babe. Of course. I'm gonna go back to knitting.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna go grab, while you're talking, I'm gonna go grab your scale because I need to weigh that.
Okay. So, I am officially done with all of Michael's Christmas knits. Finished his socks. Okay. You'll have to look at the last episode or so, because I forgot what the name was and I don't have the color, the yarn band with me. But it was a woolly yarn. It's 75% wool and 25% nylon. And it's like a big box yarn. But I cannot. Patton's Croy. That's what it was. Don't know the colorway name. Yes, I do. It was turquoise jacquard, right?
Dracar Noir? What?
No. So, there we go. Finished his socks. My 13-year-old wears the same size socks as my husband. That's just not okay. The contrast color is clouded, my colorway. So I have officially knit my son 3 pairs of socks this year, and they were all fingering weight yarn. I'm not going to do that again. What? Just in time for you to start doing it the other direction?
Yep.
And then I finished this hat. This one is Freckled Whimsy. Fall something. I don't remember.
Fall something.
And then the mini was hers too. I don't remember. Hey, can you try this on? Because I blocked it. I tried it on him and it just seemed a little short, so I blocked it, and he wants it a little baggy. So if it fits you just right, it should be a little baggy on him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and he doesn't roll his. And this is a fingering weight hat. So I'm quite proud of myself that I finished 2 fingering weight projects for my child. Then, pardon.
Bear with.
Bear with.
Bear with.
Bear with. Watch Miranda, you'll get it. I finished my weekender, and it's blocked, and the ends are all woven in. Can you believe it? And I love it. It's like a big t-shirt or sweatshirt, basically, which is what I wanted. It's so perfect. See, I love it. Everybody should knit a weekender. It is like the perfect, like, cozy, comfy sweater. I'm so excited. I love it so much.
But can you hide it?
Huh?
You said you were so excited, and I asked, but can you hide it?
Stop. But yeah, look. This I knit on my Aran tweed. By the way, my arms are so short that, like, I got 4 inches away from when I was supposed to start the cuff and had a lot more decreases to do. So I had to do, like, real quick decreases from, like, here up. So, because my arms are short and I don't need them really long. And it's still long enough. Like, I did them shorter than what she called for. It's either that or because I don't take gauge, and it was my row gauge was off, that I'm a looser knitter. I'm a really loose knitter, so that's probably more what it is. But I like how it, like, kind of striped right there. Because I did 1 skein for this arm and 1 skein for this arm, and I had just a little bit left. This is done with my new Aran tweed base, and this is hibiscus. But I love this sweater so much. And I can't wait for it to get cold enough so I can wear it. Which it should be getting cold enough this week. Because it's supposed to be in like the 40s and 30s. And for us, that's cold. So. But this pattern calls for worsted. But the Aran was great. If you want it just a little bit bigger, I knit it to pattern. I didn't even change the needle sizes. And it took 8 skeins of my Aran. I love it so much. And since I dyed up 10 skeins when I dyed up this yarn, I have 2 left over that I'm going to throw in the shop. So if you too would like to knit yourself a weekender using my yarn, you can message me about doing a custom dyed to order. So that base is easier to get a hold of. But that is all the faux I have.
You went through those quick.
Yeah, it didn't take me very long.
So now it's time for a new section called See What Had Happened Was.
All you, babe. I'm gonna knit.
Okay, you knit. I'll talk. And for those of you who are having trouble sleeping, just bear with and you'll be able to sleep no problem.
What is the purpose of this section?
So the purpose of See What Happened is Texas history. We're both proud Texans. We know that everybody out there...
Can I have my pen back? I took it.
Are you going to play with it?
No, I gotta use it.
We know that everybody out there wishes that they were proud Texans. Okay?
If not, you should.
If not, you should. So, we're going to start See What Happened with Native American tribes because they were here first, right? At least that's what we're led to believe.
That's what history shows us.
That's what history shows us, yes. Okay, so the area that is now Texas was home to, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, at least 9 major Indian type, or tribes, I should say, not types. Types is probably the wrong word.
Yeah, probably.
But tribes. Okay, you had the Comanche, the Kiowa, the Apache, the Coahuiltecan, which was right on the Mexican border, Tonkawan, Karankawan, Osage, Wichita, and Atakapan. Again, if I mispronounced any of those, yeah. So it is believed that the Native Americans, no fidgeting.
He took my pen.
It's believed that the Native Americans first came to North America across a land bridge that connected what is now Russia to what is now Alaska. And they say that happened however many thousands of years ago.
I think they.
I don't know. I don't know if that's actually how they got here.
No way to prove it.
No way to prove it. But the tribe that I want to really focus on is the Karankawa Indians. And I like them, A, because they're from the same part of Texas that I'm from, or the other way around, I'm from the same part they were from.
He's from where their territory used to be.
Right. They ranged from Galveston Bay down to Corpus Christi Bay. I grew up in Corpus Christi and Houston, which is very close to Galveston Bay. So the Karankawa Indians are actually, you may not have known this, the Karankawa Indians are actually the first recorded interaction between Spaniards and Native Americans in North America. Not many people do that, I don't think. Mm-hmm. So the word Karankawa was actually, it wasn't one specific tribe, but it was several tribes that all spoke the same language. And you had, let's see, those groups identified in early historic times included the Karankawas, Coapitas, Cocos, Cujanes, and Copanes. And they all spoke the same Karankawan language. Now the Karankawa Indians are actually extinct now. There's nobody left from those tribes
That we know of.
But anyway, so I wanted to focus on them because same part of Texas, and also when I was in the Boy Scouts, I always went to Camp Karankawa, which is down near Corpus Christi. And they, plus Karankawa means dog lovers or dog raisers, so they were dog people, no cats.
Makes you like them even more.
Yeah. So they're, I don't want to say basic Indian tribe, but what you would think of as an Indian tribe, that's kind of what they were. They lived in wigwams or ba'aks, which were reed poles wrapped in animal hides or reed mats. They used dugout canoes, which is just a big tree that they hollowed out. and they used that to go from the mainland out to the smaller islands,
Like Galveston.
like Galveston Island, Matagorda, South Padre, that whole area, like all along the Gulf Coast, go out to the outer islands. And yeah, they were very athletic. They were powerful runners. They were swimmers, wrestlers. It was a very active tribe.
So they were a coastal tribe?
Yes. They first came into the historical record in 1528, and like I said, that is the first recorded contact between Europeans and American Indians. Oh, sorry, not North America, but American Indians in Texas, which was the Karankawa Indians, and yeah, I mean. It was a very rich culture. They lasted for, hundreds, if not thousands of years. Just living along the coast. They hunted deer. They fished. They were a hunter gatherer tribe. So they would hunt and they would also farm.
Okay.
So. And I'm not 100% sure when they supposedly went extinct. Let me see. Well, see, now this is saying after centuries of strife, Karankawas remain on their homelands as a persistent people. So I'm not 100. Maybe they're not extinct. Maybe they're not. But that's about it. That was the Karankawa Indians. So like I said, several tribes, at least 9 major Indian tribes, lived on what is now Texas, and of course they would no doubt battle with each other and fight with each other, and then European settlers came in, and from there you start seeing the westward expansion.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's all I got for that. Really, I'm not sure what we'll talk about next time. But that was kind of the start of Texas history. Is European settlers getting to the Gulf Coast and interacting with the Karankawa Indians. So.
Okay. So it was the Spaniards
that
discovered Texas?
Yep. The Spaniards were the first ones to get here. And going back to when we talked about, the Six Flags, there was Spain, France, England, the United States, Texas, and the Confederacy. That all had control over Texas.
Yeah.
At one point in time or another.
Yep.
So.
Texas being the last flag that was over us before the U.S. flag. No, Confederate.
Confederate.
Yeah. Then we went back to the U.S.
Yes.
So
that's what I got. That's kind of the long and the short of the first part of Texas history.
Yep. Maybe when we get to the part where we talk about the Native Americans that were here in this area, we can go out to the Arrow.
The Arrow?
Yeah, for your relative.
What arrow? What are you talking about?
There's an arrow out there where he's buried. Where his lands were. Quanah Parker. Quanah Parker's from this area.
No, he's from east of here. But yeah, no, I know he's from this area, general area.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, there's an arrow up as a memorial for him. So.
Well, all right.
The last Comanche chief to surrender.
Mm-hmm. That's not for another few hundred years.
I know.
So.
But when we get to that point, we can actually go out and show some of that history. We can do road trip again.
Ooh, we could do, what's the thing there in Plainview where they found the buffalo?
The Arrowhead?
No.
Over there by Running Water Draw?
Yeah, Running Water Draw.
Oh, we could go to the museum in Plainview.
Yeah.
Show that. Yeah, I know about all of that.
So.
I have a Texas history book over there, by the way, that goes back far if you want to look at it next time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that is See What Happened Was.
See What Happened Was.
And it'll get better as we go along. We're just figuring it out. It's a brand new thing. So, but now it's time for Whip It. Whip it good.
Hey babe, what you whipping up?
Let's start. I'm not whipping up a lot, honestly. Because I cast off 5 projects and didn't cast on anything new. Till yesterday. Still working on Haley's fuzzy socks. So got heels in them now. Yay. I am using my DK sock base with dyed in Monkey's Blues and Rose Hill Mohair. And the colorway is Sweetness, but there you go. Rose Hill Yarns, based in Canada. I got this last year at Knit City. It's a lace weight. But yeah, so super soft, super fuzzy. Our daughter will really, really love it. So I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to go. I think I can get a few more rounds. I'm almost tempted to just keep going and not even worry about ribbing. Just go until I have enough to bind off and then bind off. That's kind of what I'm thinking. What do you think, dear?
Yeah.
So, there's that. And that is in my Texas Knit for Brain bag. Do you want me to talk about this other one and then you talk about yours?
Go ahead.
And then we can talk about our future cast-ons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I caked up all of my Halloween mini skeins from Lollipop Girl Yarns. This was her Halloween advent. And the first color is Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm using all of the colors except for one, and that was the Ghostbuster one because it didn't quite fade in just right, and I only needed 12. There you go. I just caked them all up together. Isn't that pretty? Oh, love it. So, I am doing, this is for my other design, the one that I had the wrap for. Now I'm doing, the wrap is 24 colors. This is just like the very baby beginnings of this. But this is a cowl. This is going to be the cowl version. And it only uses 12 colors. And it's going to be a provisional cast on. So then you just knit up and then you go back and you're going to kitcheneer the ends together. So I just started that with the very first color, and that's the baubles. And for some reason, when I wrote down this wrote down the pattern, I wrote down how many I cast on, I wrote down when to do everything, I even wrote down how many colors you'll need. Did I remember to write down the needle size? No. So this one might be looser than the other one, but that's okay because I like this fabric better anyways. So there's that. And these are all 20 gram fingering sock. Yeah, fingering sock. And yeah, that's all I got. What you whipping up, babe?
I am still working on this cowl that I'm designing. Simply because, like I said, my mojo kind of left me. I had other things going
Hunting
on.
started.
Hunting started up, so
everything goes to the wayside except for work when it comes to hunting.
But I just hit the midway point with this, so, and once again, I have a design feature that was just me not paying attention.
Happens every time he
Happens
does.
every stinking time I do the maybe baby pattern. Let's see if we can see that. So, right there, I missed a yarn over right there. But anyway, if I didn't point it out, nobody would ever see it. So, that's what I'm working on.
What's the colorway name? You left the yarn ball over there, or the yarn. It was on your side table. It's mozzarella.
Oh yeah, this is mozzarella yarns in the TARDIS colorway, the time and relative dimension in space. One of my Knit City acquisitions
What bag are you
from
using?
last year.
Sorry. Go ahead. I'm so sorry.
And I have it in my Knit for Brains bag. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. My Jack Skellington Knit for Brains bag with a Jack and Sally button on there. So, but that's it. That's basically what I'm working on.
Do you want to talk about your new cast on, or you want me to talk about my new cast on?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll go first since you're working that. So now, moving on from Whippet, this is cast-on-itis, I guess.
Oh, I just leave it all in whips now.
Oh, okay. There we go. The zipper gets caught. So I'm going to be knitting. Let me bring up the picture real quick.
You could probably talk, at least say who it's by.
Yeah, so this pattern is by the Cozy Up Girls out of Grand Prairie, Alberta, Canada. 4 sisters. And this is their new pattern. Actually, that's it. That's a good picture of it.
Mm-hmm. Somebody else's.
Yeah, this is somebody else's one that they knit, but it's this. It's kind of a ski hat, I guess. It's got the Fair Isle design work, but by Cozy Up Knits. Let's see, where's the one with Katie in it? Is that Katie or is that Chrissy?
That's Katie.
Katie. That one. Now I'm not going to have the fur palm on mine. Mine's going to be made out of yarn, but
Or the hearts, or the flowers.
no, it'll probably just be the flowers that I don't do, or the hearts rather. Mm. I'm gonna hijack it a little bit. I'm gonna hijack it. I don't know what I'm gonna put in place of the hearts, but just a little bit of hijack. Maybe snowflakes. Ooh, snowflakes.
Yeah, it's about to cut off.
Oh. So this is the Little Pine pattern by Cozy Up Knits. And again, that was somebody else's that they made. Who made that one? Oh, I guess somebody made it. I guess Jamie did.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. They're the ones who posted this picture, not somebody else. Yeah. Anyway, all right. So for mine, I'm going to be using My Calmer Romance by Cherry Pie Cottage. That's going to be the brim and like the tree trunks. What did I say? This one is Chrissy out of her Canada Friends set, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Again, Cherry Pie Cottage. And this is all DK. This one is Cherry.
Chrissy was on DK Sock. The other two were DK 100.
Okay. So this is Cherry.
It's concrete on DK Tweed. That's your fourth color.
Okay. Concrete on a DK Tweed.
Because you needed 4 minis.
Yeah. And then for the main body, I'm going to try it at least. Hopefully it'll work out. This is Skellington. Also Cherry Pie Cottage. And this is from her Halloween Advent.
I feel so special. My husband's using my yarn and not somebody else's, not some other dyer.
It's free.
Yeah. Love you too. Rude.
But that's what I'm going to be working on next. Hopefully I can start it and have it done before Christmas. Because I want to wear it when we go to Colorado.
Oh, okay.
So.
They are currently doing a cowl for that too.
Mm-hmm.
Through December 15th.
And they also have just these like ear warmer headbands with the same pattern.
Well, the pattern comes with not just the hat, but the mitts and the headband.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to do the mittens, but yeah, that one convinced me that I needed to get the pattern.
Yeah.
I just like the color combo on that. So, but that's what I'm going to be knitting once I get done with this. Or I might start it before I'm done, before I finish.
Mm-hmm. You're going to have 2 projects going?
Technically, that'll be 3 because I also have those socks. Those stripy socks that I haven't touched in a while.
I know. You were doing 1 stripe a day and then you
and I quit.
didn't.
So.
I have to put my knitting down, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you going to be casting on, babe?
This is not for me.
What?
It is another sweater, though.
I told you yesterday, cast something on for yourself.
I did. I mean, it's work, but it's still for me, technically. Might go to Haley because it's more fall colors and that's her thing. I like to knit for my kids. I really like to knit for Haley because she's easier to decipher than my son. He just wants the same thing over and over and over again. So I am knitting another simple hug. This one is going to be long sleeves again. So for all the ribbing, I'm using the same gray that I used for mine. It's a no-name oak color.
I call them unicorns.
Unicorns, whatever, but I didn't put this in the shop. That's why I call it a unicorn. So I am going to be doing fingering weight. So I had together, we picked out 6 colors and I'm going to hold them double. Just because I want to make sure I have more than enough yarn. So, I might need your help here, just FYI. So the first color is this one. And this one is Ginger Snap. And it's Fiction, and this is on her Zest fingering. Can you hold that? Because I'm stacking them so they can see. Then the next one came in, she doesn't dye anymore, by the way, Happy Little Yarn. This was the full skein from her Advent last year. Then we have, because this was the colorway that Haley designed when we first started dyeing yarn, this is Monkey's Blues on my fingering sock. It's a skein I've had for a while. I dyed it for her and then wasn't able to use it for anything. Then we have this one, which is A Case of the Mondays. And this one is Ruby Lou Yarns. And this is her High Twist 2-ply. So it's an 80-20. And then we have Savvy Skeins. Cosmic Unicorn. This one, she is a Texas-based dyer. And then last but not least is Artistic Lily. And this one, like the yarn ball fell off a while ago. So this is Artistic Lily, and I can't remember what the name of it is. Sorry. But there we go. That is her striping. So I'll do 4. I'll do exactly like I did on mine, where it is 4 stripes and just keep repeating till it's the length of the body. But I had her pick 6. Good job.
Sorry.
I had her pick 6 just in case, since I'm using fingering held double. So that is my plan. No clue when I'm gonna cast this on. We'll see, because I have a sweater I want to cast on for myself. I'm just not 100% sure on it just yet. I should probably put the pattern back in the bag first. Probably won't cast this on until after Christmas, honestly, because I have another sweater on the needles for myself, which is the Sturgill sweater by Caitlin Hunter. I haven't worked on that one in a while. I'm on the body. That's probably why I haven't worked on it, because I was super excited about the color work. But yeah, do you have any other whips to talk about?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay. Then it's time to move on to shop news. I am the dyer and bag maker behind Cherry Pie Cottage on Etsy. I don't have an update this week because I'm still waiting on yarn to come in for to dye up my Christmas colorways. Once that's in, I will get it dyed up, but watch my Instagram for when those will be in the shop, because as soon as I get it, I'm going to dye it and put it in the shop. However, Thanksgiving is this week, and then Friday is Black Friday. So for Friday and Saturday, I'm running for, and Saturday is Small Business Saturday, I'm running a sale. So spend $50, you get 15% off, shop wide. You spend $75 and you get 20% off. So, and as always, $35 and up, ships free. For US customers only. I can't do international, I'm sorry. But you can still get you can still buy from the sale. You just can't get the free shipping. Also, orders ship out next business day, unless it is a custom dye. So, that's really all I have. It's just that time of the year where I'm focused more on family. So, if you haven't seen me very much on social media, that's why. Plus, with all the election junk, I'm avoiding it. So, I would rather spend my time and energy on my family, something that makes me happy. So, I'm just not watching any of the election stuff. But that's it. Do you have anything to add?
To shop news? No.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, then, it's time for the tail end. Just take it out of your mouth so you can make it right.
Oh.
You want to do it again? It's time for the tail end.
Still no buts.
Can you stop knitting long enough to do the tail end and finish up, please? Now your knitting mojo's back? Really? So the reason why it has been 3 weeks since we recorded is because this month, if we had recorded last week like we would normally, then we'd have to record again on Thanksgiving weekend, and that was not going to happen because his parents are coming to visit. Mm-hmm. So we couldn't do that. So we'll record this week, and we'll see y'all again in 2 weeks. So I'm going to quit playing with the pen. So don't take my pen away from me.
You're as bad as I am when I have a clicky pen.
Yeah, well. Sad part is I'm still the same way with clicky pen too. We have groups on Facebook and Ravelry. We are running our Cal in our Ravelry group. They are Cherry Pie Cottage on both. In our Facebook group, it is, you have to answer 2 questions correctly. If you don't answer them correctly or you don't answer them at all, we cannot let you in the group. I'm sorry. But please feel free to go join our groups. We appreciate it. Ravelry, we're not on there as often. I go on there to when I need to get a pattern, and that's about it. So I do check my messages maybe once or twice a week. I'm not on Ravelry that often. I'm really not on Facebook that often, but I get the notifications sooner than I went on Ravelry. So if you really need to get a hold of me, message me on Instagram because I will always get that ding on my phone. So
Here on YouTube, you know what to do. Do the YouTube stuff. Like, subscribe, share, all that jazz.
We have a bunch of new subscribers recently
Cool.
too, by the way. So thank y'all so very much. You've put us closer to that 900 mark, which puts us even closer to 1,000. We are really, really, really hoping for 1,000 soon, so that way we can do lives on road trips, basically. So because right now we can't do lives on our phone.
Nope.
But I think that's all we have.
I think so.
All of our American friends and family, hope y'all have a great Thanksgiving.
When was Canadian Thanksgiving?
October? Weekend after what Knit City should have been.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, God is good.
Read the Bible.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.